Former commander of the Sri Lanka Navy SLAN, Admiral retired Nishantha Ulugetenne, has been arrested by the Criminal Investigation Department (CID) in connection with the disappearance of a youth from Pothuhera. The incident allegedly occurred while he was serving as the Director of Naval Intelligence. The arrest of the former Navy commander has sent shockwaves through the military and political circles of Sri Lanka. Admiral Ulugetenne, who had a distinguished career spanning several decades in the Sri Lanka Navy, now finds himself at the center of a controversial investigation that has captured the nation's attention. According to sources close to the investigation, the CID had been gathering evidence for several months before making the arrest. The disappearance of the youth from Pothuhera, a small town in the northwestern province of Sri Lanka, had remained unsolved for years. However, recent developments in the case led investigators to focus on the period when Admiral Ulugetenne held the position of Director of Naval Intelligence. The CID's decision to arrest such a high-ranking former military official underscores the seriousness of the allegations. It also highlights the government's commitment to addressing long-standing human rights concerns and cases of enforced disappearances that have plagued the country for years. As news of the arrest spread, reactions from various quarters began pouring in. Human rights activists and families of disappeared persons have cautiously welcomed the move, seeing it as a potential step towards accountability. However, supporters of the former Navy commander have expressed shock and disbelief, arguing that he has always served the nation with distinction and integrity. The case has reignited debates about the role of the military in civilian affairs and the need for greater transparency and accountability within the armed forces. Many observers note that this arrest could set a precedent for future investigations into alleged human rights abuses committed during the country's long-running civil conflict. Legal experts have weighed in on the complexities of the case, pointing out the challenges of prosecuting crimes that occurred years ago. They emphasize the importance of due process and the presumption of innocence, while also acknowledging the gravity of the allegations. The investigation is expected to delve into the operations of the Naval Intelligence Unit during Admiral Ulugettene's tenure as its director. This could potentially uncover new information about the practices and procedures followed by the unit during a critical period in Sri Lanka's history. As the case unfolds, there are concerns about its potential impact on the morale of the armed forces. Some military analysts argue that while accountability is crucial, care must be taken to ensure that the integrity and effectiveness of the military are not compromised. The government, for its part, has maintained that the investigation and subsequent arrest are part of its broader efforts to address past injustices and strengthen the rule of law in the country. Officials have stressed that the case will be handled with utmost professionalism and in accordance with established legal procedures. International observers are closely monitoring the developments, seeing this case as a test of Sri Lanka's commitment to human rights and justice. The outcome of this investigation could have significant implications for the country's standing in the international community and its efforts to reconcile with its troubled past. The disappearance of the youth from Pothuhera, which lies at the heart of this case, is a stark reminder of the personal tragedies that have marked Sri Lanka's recent history. For the family of the missing person, the arrest of Admiral Ulugetenne represents a glimmer of hope in their long search for answers and justice. As the investigation progresses, it is likely to uncover new details about the operations of the Naval Intelligence Unit and its role in the broader context of Sri Lanka's security apparatus. This could potentially lead to further inquiries and a re-evaluation of past practices within the military. The case also raises important questions about command responsibility and the extent to which high-ranking officials can be held accountable for actions that occurred under their watch. Legal experts are keenly following how these principles will be applied in the context of Sri Lanka's legal system. Public opinion on the matter remains divided, with some viewing the arrest as a necessary step towards accountability, while others see it as politically motivated. The coming weeks and months are likely to see intense public debate and scrutiny of the evidence presented by the CID. The arrest of Admiral Ulugetenne has also sparked discussions about the need for institutional reforms within the military and intelligence services. Calls for greater civilian oversight and improved mechanisms for addressing human rights concerns have gained momentum in light of this case. As the legal proceedings unfold, there is growing anticipation about the potential revelations that may emerge. The case has the potential to shed light on a dark chapter in Sri Lanka's history and could have far-reaching implications for how the country deals with its past and shapes its future. The international community, including human rights organizations and foreign governments, are closely watching the developments. Their reactions and potential interventions could influence the course of the investigation and its broader implications for Sri Lanka's international relations. For many Sri Lankans, this case represents a critical juncture in their country's journey towards reconciliation and justice. The outcome of the investigation and subsequent legal proceedings will likely have a profound impact on public trust in institutions and the nation's ability to address historical grievances. As the case continues to unfold, it serves as a reminder of the complex challenges facing post-conflict societies in their quest for truth, justice, and reconciliation. The arrest of Admiral Ulugetenne may well be remembered as a significant moment in Sri Lanka's ongoing efforts to come to terms with its past and build a more just and equitable future. In the meantime, Admiral Ulugetenne remains in custody as the investigation continues. The CID has stated that they are committed to conducting a thorough and impartial inquiry, following all legal protocols and respecting the rights of the accused. The former Navy commander has been further remanded by the Polgahawela Magistrate's court until August 13. This decision allows investigators additional time to gather evidence and build their case, while also ensuring that proper legal procedures are followed. As the nation awaits further developments in this high-profile case, it is clear that its implications extend far beyond the individuals involved. The outcome may well shape Sri Lanka's approach to addressing past human rights abuses and influence its path towards national reconciliation for years to come.